It's Noirvember! Okay, let's get into it. Tonight I got a double feature of B films. I picked some really good ones for you, and the first of the films is Noirvember. There's a film called Mysterious Intruder from 1946. It's part of the Whistler film series. What's the Whistler film series? Well, the Whistler series was apparently a radio program that was turned into a film series. It features an omniscient type narrator, and they're usually kind of cynical, and they refer to this particular narrator as the Whistler, and he seems cynical and spooky.
I am the Whistler.
Continue to do this kind of thing, television, like with Rod Serling in The Twilight Zone, or Alfred Hitchcock Presents when he'd be like, good evening, or in the 90s, you know, The Crypt Keeper, same kind of thing. Did it in movies apparently back then. This series is called The Whistler. The Whistler's the host. We don't really ever see him, but we see that he's a whistle. We hear that he whistles, and then he chimes in every now and then. These Whistler films starred an actor named Richard Dix. Richard Dix was a huge, don't laugh, he was a huge star in the silent era, and then he was a bit of a drunk, so that he was a bit of a drunk. He was a drunk, and he slipped into alcoholism, and honestly, watching tonight's movie, you can tell. Richard Dix seems like he might be drunk while delivering some of these lines. He sounds kind of like a drunk Garrison Keillor for any of you Prairie Home Companion fans there. Good at enunciating because he's a professional, but he's not good at getting them out because he's drunk. So that kind of messed his career up a bit by the 30s, and then by the 40s he was relegated to starring in the Whistler films. But the Whistler films are pretty good. Why are they pretty good? Is because they were directed by one of my personal favorite directors, William Castle. Who knows William Castle? Who knows William Castle? William Castle during his career was plagued by comparisons often to Alfred Hitchcock, and he was not the cinematic trailblazer of Hitchcock, but part of Castle's genius was in shaping an audience's idea and experience of a movie. He turned his competition with Hitchcock into kind of a trolling later in his career, and he'd make reference to Hitchcock, and he himself would also be like a introducing host type of.
I am William Castle, the director of the motion picture you're about to see.
He'd star in a teaser to promote his movies.
William Castle, the producer of this motion picture, has a question for you.
Do you believe in ghosts?
In the 60s, pioneering tongue-in-cheek cinematic gimmickry.
I feel obligated to warn you.
Ensuring audiences for death by fright, or he'd have like a skeleton come out of the side of the screen for House on Haunted Hill, or he'd install buzzers in the seats for The Tingler.
And here's how it works. Would you please change the color of the screen? Thank you. You must only use it when the screen changes to this color.
Also the basis for John Goodman's character in the movie Matinee. He wanted to direct the movie Rosemary's Baby, but Robert Evans convinced him to let Roman Polanski do it. Castle took on the role of producer. He makes a very tongue-in-cheek cameo in the film. John Waters cited William Castle as a huge influence, paying homage to Castle with his odorama in the movie Polyester. Audiences would be cued to scratch and sniff a card. Before he did all this stuff, he got his start making film noir. Noirvember, including the Whistler film series. Tonight's film, Mysterious Intruder, one of the more noirish of the bunch. I read something about in one of the film series, he really gave Dix a hard time with the drinking, tried to prevent him from drinking to make him seem more irritable. I don't know about this one, if he did that or not. This is a fun one. It also features a lot of noir actors, like character actor who frequently plays heavies, Mike Mazurki. I like Mike Mazurki, big Mike Mazurki fan. You might know me as a Mike Mazurki fan. You see me on the street, you better know I'm a Mike Mazurki fan. Mike Mazurki, he pops up in all kinds of stuff as bad guys. He's kind of ethnically ambiguous. The Whistler films have titles like The Whistler and The Call of the Whistler, Return of the Whistler, The Whistler's Back, The Whistler Keeps Whistling, Mysterious Whistler, the voice of the Whistler, the ears of the Whistler, the swizzle of the Whistler, the wisp of the Whistler. And then this one happens to be called Mysterious Intruder. The next film we're showing tonight is the one that I'm really excited about, called Hot Cars. Hot Cars. I don't have much to tell you about it other than it's called Hot Cars. About someone having to sell hot cars, and they're like, wait a second, did you sell me a hot car? I got bad news for you. This car's hot. Uh-oh, now what? Hot Car. It's directed by a guy named Donald McDougall, who would go on to have a fine-looking career as a television director, and it looks like he got his start as a script supervisor on many film noir films, including Fritz Lang films like The Blue Gardenia. This guy knows continuity. He went into his directing career being good at continuity. That's what the script supervisor does. The film also features a character actor that I like a lot named Robert Osterloh. I love Robert Osterloh. Can't do no wrong with Robert Osterloh. When Robert Osterloh shows up, I'm Robert Oster high. I'm high on Osterloh. Sometimes Osterloh, he can play real austere character, but I love it. Robert Osterloh. So keep your eye out for Robert Osterloh. Cheer when you see Robert Osterloh. Noirvember. This film is based off a novel. Hot Cars is based off a novel with source material from a writer named H. Hallie Chase, who would go on to write and direct a film in 1961 called VD, which features Charlotte Stewart, who would go on to appear in Eraserhead and Twin Peaks. Anyway, tangent alert. Hot Cars, it features some great LA locations, and it's just a lot of fun, and I've been wanting to show it for a long time. It's got a great finale, so I'll just leave it at that, and I think we're just gonna blow right through them. They're both 1 hour films. They're tight films. Hot Cars is from 56, Mysterious Intruder is from 46, so you can see the difference between the decade. And Mysterious Intruder, I believe, is New York, and Hot Cars is LA. So we're having a great time. I'm glad to be here. Oh, come back on the 26th. Come back on the 26th. We're showing a 35mm print. Hey, it's Noirvember. Also on the 28th, I'm going to do a stand-up for an hour in town. So anyway, gotta plug those things. Enjoy. What do you want? It's Noirvember.